Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Nature always has something up its sleeves to surprise us, but when it comes to babies, it's all a different game. From unbelievable births to incredible conditions. Hang on, as here, I'm about to show you some of the babies that managed to live only by a complete miracle. Born with excess skin. This is not as bad as it may first seem to be. Tom Tennant was born with a very rare skin condition, where he has skin for a person much bigger in size than him. From parents to doctors, everyone was left surprised at first, as nothing like it had ever happened before. Despite him being quite different from an average child, his parents decided not to hide him from the world. As the word got out, the entire town stood with them and showed him respect. Although this is from 1994, the story was covered in August 2019. Twins conjoined at head. On the bright side, they both have the best possible teamwork skill than any human could ever have. Joy and Joyce Magsino are Philippine twins who were born having their heads conjoined. While the doctors were convinced at their birth that they only had a 10-year life expectancy, the conjoined twins are now in their puberty age. Although both can be surgically separated after a risky operation, the cost is staggeringly high, standing at $75,000. Both use TikTok, and with continuous rise in following, are in hopes to get famous enough to save up money for the operation, along with their mother, who left the country to work abroad and help raise funds. Born without skin. The most horrifying part of it all was that the cause of it was never found. Jabari Gray is one-of-a-kind baby who was born without skin on most parts of his body. He was pronounced to have an undiagnosed skin disorder after birth, due to the missing skin from the neck down, and was admitted to the hospital. His eyes, arms, fingers, and toes were fused along with the neck being fused to the chest. For 11 months, his parents approached numerous skin specialists who used sheets of Jabari's own cells to successfully fix most of his body except his eyes. The condition, however, was never caught during pregnancy or ultrasound. Baby with two faces. This is rare even for the case of conjoined twins. A baby named Gilong Andika was born in Indonesia having two faces that made it the rarest even in the conjoined twins condition. His parents are desperately seeking help to cover the cost for a procedure that may help, as the baby may not be able to live much longer. The deformation occurred within the womb as the twin cell failed to separate and remained conjoined, resulting in a birth with two separate heads on a single body. Living from a bowl. This is the case that is rather shocking and unfathomable for even the most sane person. Rama Haruna is a Nigerian teenage girl who was born like any ordinary baby until the growth and development of her limbs halted after she turned 6 months. While her condition is mysterious, it has left her without any limb and because of it, constant pain. Many skilled and seasoned doctors attempted to help examine her condition to help, but have failed to do so. She's now 19 years old and lives her life in a plastic bowl that her family members help her around with transporting and life in general. Born without most of brain. While most parents would have chosen to abort it, this couple couldn't do it in good conscience. Jackson Buell was born in Mount Dora, Florida, missing most of his brain. Although the deformation was caught on the ultrasound in the early phases of pregnancy and were advised by most doctors to abort, his parents, being Christian, decided to have the baby regardless. Without much of the brain, Jackson Buell could not be able to talk, move, or function like any other human being. But he defied the odds and lived much longer than expected, giving him the name Miracle Baby, until he died due to the condition a few years after birth. Severe case of deformation. When it comes to birth deformities, the effects aren't just limited externally, but also internally. In 2017, a couple from Citrus County, Florida, had a baby who was born with a very rare genetic disorder. Since the deformation was so severe and there wasn't much that the doctors could do, the baby only lived for 10 months before passing away. Although the parents first had to suffer the case of deformity and later death, the short lifespan of their daughter created a huge impact on their life. baby with 3 parent DNA. When science on its own tends to make the best possible explanation, it's only a matter of time before someone starts twisting it around. A fertility scientist was able to have the world's first baby developed and born with 3 parent DNA. The technique was employed to help a woman who couldn't have a baby due to a faulty egg to be able to have one. This was done by extracting the nucleus from her egg and replacing the donor woman's nucleus with the extracted nucleus. Once transferred, it was then fertilized with a man's sperm before it could be planted back into the body. Premature birth. For a baby to be healthy and normal, the birth shouldn't be too early or late. In 2016, a baby named Juniper was born 4 months earlier to the usual 9 months due date, putting her in a period dubbed as the gray zone. Although Juniper's chances of survival were very low, her parents beat the odds by relying on technology through fertility treatments to keep her going despite the high probability of disabilities ranging from blindness to intestinal problems and much more. Till now, the fate of Juniper remains a total mystery. Unlikely twins. Twins are either born normal or share the deformity together, but the possibility of the case is like 1 in a million. Harper and Quinn are twins who, although were born together, Harper is the only one that has Down syndrome. Quinn, who is her twin sister, was born 38 minutes apart and was expected to have a similar genetic disorder until she was found to be okay. While the medics were quite apologetic in breaking the news, the parents, however, were proud of having both the babies. Different skin color. This is another case of 1 in the millions chances, but only the thing different this time is the skin complexion of the twins. Chantel Broughton is a resident of Nottingham City who gave birth to non-identical looking twins. Although Aeon and Azira share the same parent, they happen to be born with totally different skin tones. Even though this is the result of interracial couples, the possibility of something like this happening genetically has a chance of about 1 in 500. Pandemic babies. While no one knows what may be the leading cause behind it, it certainly changed the dynamics of young babies. During the pandemic, numerous videos such as these started going viral showing babies that are believed to be less than 6 months old, but look to be much older, the way they perceive the environment, and can climb. Initially, many believed it to be a hoax until they witnessed it with their very eyes. What do you think could be the case? Are these babies built differently? Please do share with us your opinion down in the comments. Baby twins having conversation. They sure are quite talkative for someone who was recently born. This footage that was captured in July 2014 shows twins that were born just an hour before the recording having a brief and endless conversation. The precious moment of both the girls' gleaming nature during a conversation make them look adorable, as if they were making sure that they got out all right. The parents indeed are quite lucky to have these little bundles of joy. Premature twins born holding hands. Now this is the kind of unity that helps in difficult times. In January 2016, an Australian couple had their twin babies born 2 months early. But what actually shocked them was that they came into the world holding hands. Christian and Christiana were inseparable from birth to undergoing medical treatments that shocked and awed their parents. The premature twins are expected to remain in stable condition, while the video of them holding hands went viral. Seems like these twins could surely make the new world record of longest holding hands. Baby that looks differently. Usually, babies tend to look a lot like their mother, but this one looked a bit too different. Arkansas mom went viral after she jokingly admitted that her baby has an unusually big nose and other facial features that make it look ugly. After struggling with miscarriages for several years, she finally had Reese, who she was expecting to be perfect, that she labeled as a miracle baby, as until the birth. As soon as the news spread, an ugly baby TikTok challenge was triggered, which made matters worse on all the backlash that the mother received. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. This picture was taken moments after these twins reunited after birth on the 25th of March, 2021. Unlike most births, this one left the doctors baffled, as both the babies initially seemed like they didn't seem to know that they'd already been born. Due to the standard operating procedure, both were placed in a separate incubator, where one of the babies seemed to be dying, as the color changed from light beige to dark purplish gray. Upon the realization of the parents, the mom eagerly insisted on putting them back together, and within the passage of a couple of minutes, the baby's color restored to its natural pigmentation, just by touching and holding hands with her sibling. Doctors, to date, have not been able to figure out what exactly happened here. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.